Welcome you all for the SWAM course Animal Waste Management module. Today module is Handling and Hazard of Animal Waste under the week 2 lecture number 4, and the today topic of discussion is animal waste and the soil health. Myself Dr. Anuradha Kumari, assistant professor in the Department of Livestock Production and Management, Faculty of Veterinary Animal Sciences, Rajiv Gandhi South Campus, Barkacha. Today we will discuss the soil health in relation to the animal waste under the following subheadings. What is the soil health? What are the different properties that affect the soil health? Nutrient content that can vary with the different factor of the animal manure. Positive impact of application of the animal waste on the soil health. Negative effect on the soil health as a result of application of the animal waste. And point that is considered for the effective and sustainable use of animal waste. In India, where agriculture is a major livelihood for the million of the farmer, managing the livestock waste in an effective manner is most important to maintain the soil health. So, what is the soil health? Soil health is the capacity of soil to provide an environment for optimum growth and development of plant, while also ensuring the health of the animals and human too. It can be also defined as the continued capacity of soil to function as a vital living ecosystem that sustain the plant, animal, and the human. Soil health is the soil property that contribute to the soil health affected when the manure is applied to the soil. Use of animal waste in productivity restoration important in soil improvement program. In place of the animal waste, inorganic fertilizer are also used to improve the soil productivity. But continuous use of organic fertilizer is not only costlier for the farmer, it affects the environment, and in the long term they affect the soil quality also. What are the different indicators of the healthy soil? Soil that produces food, fuel, fiber and medicinal product, store, filter and release the water, provide resilience to the environment disturbance, resist to the different pathogenic pests of the soil, store and recycle the carbon, the nutrient, and maintain the biodiversity in the term of different biological species. So the purpose of today's lecture to explain how the application of animal waste affect the soil quality. For easy understanding, we will discuss the soil quality under the different properties like the physical property, chemical property and biological property, and the soil has the interaction of all three properties. First, we will discuss what are the different factors comes under the physical property of soil. Soil texture is the first and most important physical property of soil. It refers to the coarseness and fineness of the mineral matter present in the soil. Soil texture is determined by the proportion of the different soil particles, that is sand, silt and clay particle. If equal proportion of all these mineral particles are present, soil is considered as loam. Soil structure, the second physical property of soil. It refers to the three-dimensional arrangement of different soil particles that we have discussed, that is sand, silt and the clay. These particles present in the form of aggregate, and this aggregate mostly held together by the organic substance that is produced by the microorganism present in the soil and sometimes by the chemical bond between the cations. Soil structure is important for growth of plant, regulating the movement of air and water, influencing the root development and affect the nutrient availability to the plant. Good quality soil are crumbly and have a fine structure. Compared to that, soil of poor quality is very firm and clouds are, and you can say it has no structure at all. Third property of the soil physical character is the soil color. Basically, the soil is either brown, yellow or red color. When soil is darker because of application of humus, because of application of organic manure via the animal, the darker soil allows soil to warm up little bit faster as they absorb more heat due to its darker color. This little bit higher temperature have an advantage that help into the germination and early seedling development. Soil with high humus content are usually considered as very fertile. However, the red and yellow color of soil occur due to presence of the iron. Other physical property of soil are soil permeability and soil porosity. Soil permeability, the ease with which liquid or gases passes through the different layer of soil, is considered as soil permeability. It depends upon the size, shape and packing of different soil particles that we have discussed. It is usually greatest in the sand type and minimum in the clay type of soil. Porosity, the last physical property of the soil. The volume of water which can be held within the soil is considered as its porosity. It is expressed as the ratio of volume of pores to the total volume of the material. Soil with high organic content tend to have a high porosity. Now we will discuss the second most important property that affects the soil is the chemical property. Chemical property is because of the inorganic matter present in the soil. Minerals are naturally occurring inorganic compounds have a different crystalline structure. In the soil, two types of minerals are present, primary and secondary mineral. Primary minerals are formed by the breakdown of the initial rock, so they are already present. Secondary minerals are formed by modification. Next chemical property of soil is the pH of soil. This measures the chemical of reaction of the soil is expressed in the form of pH. The pH of the soil may be acidic and alkaline. Generally, in the area have arid and semi-arid climatic conditions, soil is alkaline, and the region having high or a heavy rainfall have an acidic type of soil. The pH range of ideal soil is in the range of 6 to 6.8 because at this level most of the plant nutrients are available to the plant, so it is considered as the ideal pH for the most of the soil. Inorganic matter of the soil. Though constituent of chemical property present in very small amount but play important role in determining the soil fertility. Soil organic matter consists of mainly two groups. First is freshly or partially decomposed plant and animal residue having some recognizable physical structure through which the traceability can be done of the origin. Second, the humus, which is the more resistant product of decomposition and it is of colloidal in nature. A small fraction of total organic matter is soluble in soil, insoluble in water, but majority of the content organic matter are soluble in alkaline solution. Organic matter of the soil is important in improving the structure and increasing the nutrients and water holding capacity of the soil. Organic matter also provide the food supply for the soil biology. Soil with low organic matter have a poor structure, hold little water and nutrient within it and easily leach out. Soil with high organic content have a good structure, good water holding capacity and resist to the erosion and leaching out. Now we will discuss how the nutrients are recycled in the soil and that is available to the plant. Most of the nutrient in the soil present in the soil cannot be utilized by the plant as long as they are present in the large organic molecules. As soil microorganism decomposes this large organic matter or molecule into simple inorganic form, then only it is available to the plant. This process is known as mineralization. Much of the nitrogen present in the soil are available to the plant after converting into the inorganic form, that is nitrate. Not only the nitrogen, the mineralization is a process of ability for the other important primary plant nutrient like the phosphorus and the sulfur also and the other micronutrient also. Biological property of soil. There are the different positive soil microorganisms and the pest causing the disease we will discuss under the biological property of soil. What are the functioning of different organisms present in the soil? They help in nutrient cycle that we have discussed, that is they help in the mineralization of nutrient, help in decomposition of organic matter, maintain the soil structure and simultaneously suppress the biological agent that is pathogenic to the plant. Without sufficient food, these soil microorganisms are not in plentiful and active and consequently more and more fertilizers are required to maintain the soil productivity. So what is soil organism? The soil microbial population mainly consists of bacteria, fungi, and fauna, altogether considered as soil microbial biomass. Soil microbial biomass is vital soil component acting as a source of and sink for the plant nutrient. Soil microbial biomass assimilate uses the complex organic matter as a substrate and carbon and release and convert them into inorganic form of nutrient. Increased microbial biomass and diversity is important, is beneficial for the soil quality. Along with the beneficial soil microorganism, soil have large soil organism also. It consists of mainly protozoa, invertebrate group including nematodes, mites, earthworm that affected as a result of application of animal manure as an amendment. Large soil organisms increase both in number and in activity as a result of application of animal manure. Manure addition also have a direct, indirect, long-term effect on the soil microorganism by changing the pH of the soil and the physical property. By feeding on the small microorganism by the large soil microorganism releases much of the nitrogen that is finally available as a nutrient to the plant. Along with many beneficial effects of soil microorganism also suppress the pathogenic pest and pathogen present in the soil. It was discovered that the suppression of Pythium species, a common pathogen which is responsible for causing root rot, and its activity is reduced as a result of application of manure because of ammonia volatilization. There are the different mechanisms and micro-microbe interactions that are responsible for depression in the population of the pathogenic microorganism are competition, antibiosis, parasitism, predation. Along with this, high concentration of volatile fatty acid in the manure and the altered environment condition at the root zone are also responsible for suppression of growth of pathogenic microorganisms present in the soil. You can see how the application of manure increase the activity and the number of different positive soil microorganisms. These positive soil microorganisms help in the decomposition of organic matter, finally help in the release of nutrient that is taken up by the plant. This increase in the activity of the soil microorganism suppress the activity of disease causing organism and that is helpful for the plant health. Because of increase the activity of this positive organism, there is improved in the soil structure. As a result of this, the water holding capacity of soil improve. What are the different factors that affect the nutrient content present in the animal manure? First is the diet influence. The nutrient content of manure is influenced by the type of diet animal is consuming. If animal is consuming more proteinaceous diet, then the nitrogen content is more in the animal manure. Manure management. Whether we are applying the manure as a fresh or after aging or composting, because as a result of composting process, there is a stabilization of nutrient and also the reduce the number of pathogenic organisms present in the manure. Variability. Whether the bedding material is a component of the manure, in which way we are handling the manure, whether it is solid or liquid or separated or flushed together, all these factors affect the nutrient available to the manure and finally to the soil. You can see the table showing the different nutrient composition of different livestock species. As the poultry feed is more proteinaceous, so the nitrogen content and phosphorus content is more in the case of poultry manure. So now we will start discussing what is the positive impact of application of animal manure or waste to the soil health. As we know, first important, the soil is enriched with a different type of nutrient. A high percentage of nutrient present in the feed passes right through the animal and end up in the manure. It is generally considered that about 70% of nitrogen, 60% of potassium, and 80% of the potassium passes as such through the animal digestive system and end up into the manure. These nutrients are very much important for the plant growth. Along with the provision of primary plant nutrient, animal manure also provides a different type of secondary and micronutrient to the soil. For example, in region which soil which have a deficiency of micronutrient zinc, but as a result of application of animal manure, plant rarely show the deficiency of zinc. As a result of application of animal manure as a soil amendment, improvement in the soil structure. Because the organic matter in the soil result in increase in the activity and the number of microbial population. This increased number of microbial population help release the polysaccharide. This polysaccharide act as a cementing material between the different soil particle, result in the formation of more stable soil aggregate. More stable soil aggregate means more soil aeration, reduction in the soil compaction, and have a beneficial effect on the soil moisture retention. As a result of application of animal manure, more development of root occurs. Humic substances in the soil may stimulate root growth and development. Microorganism in the soil produces the numerous substances that provide the different type of hormones and chelatic agent that making the microenvironment more available to the plant, which causes root to grow longer and having more branches. As a result of application of animal manure, water retention capacity of soil is increased. Organic manure improve the soil ability to retain more moisture. Soil organic matter less dense than the mineral organic particle per unit of volume, and so therefore provide a greater space for holding the water. As a result, more is the water holding capacity, less is the crusting, less is the erosion losses. As a result of application of animal manure, cation exchange capacity of soil is improved. Cation exchange capacity is the sum total of exchangeable cation that a soil can hold. As soil cation exchange capacity increases for a soil, it is able to retain more plant nutrient and reduction in the leaching of this nutrient with the runoff. Increase in the microactivity as we have discussed. As a result of application of manure, these manure serve as a food for different type of microorganisms present in the soil, promoting their activity and the growth. This healthy microbial community help in decomposition of organic matter and make the nutrient available to plant through the nutrient cycling process. Manure application help to maintain the optimum pH of the soil, that is very much important for the uptake of nutrient by the plant. As we know, the nitrogen content is more in the case of pig and poultry manure. When nitrogen is applied by the process of the nitrification, nitrogen in the form of ammonia is converted into nitrate, and as a result of this, hydrogen ion is released that helped in lowering the pH and make the soil acidic. As a result of application of animal manure also help in reduction in the soil erosion. Because the organic matter from the animal manure improve the soil aggregation because of formation of more stable soil aggregate, increase the ground cover and reduce the soil erosion by the different factors. Along with said positive effect, application of the animal manure also affect the soil quality in a negative way. First is the retardation of plant growth. When animal manure is applied as such or in the fresh condition or if more liquid manure is applied, this result into burning of the plant leaves and some reduce the plant growth. Because more nutrients are applied, fresh manure is applied, all oxygen is taken up by the microorganism and less aeration at the root level that result into the retardation of plant growth. Many pathogenic microorganisms present in the animal manure that is harmful for the animal and human populations too. Nutrient imbalance is the most important. Most of times we are applying the animal manure to supply the primary plant nutrient nitrogen to the soil. Under this condition, phosphorus and potassium remain unused and build up, making the imbalance in the soil. Many application of animal manure also lead to the metal toxicity to the plant and animal both. We have seen mostly in the case of poultry and pig, many types of feed supplement are given to the animal in regular diet to promote their growth. All these growth stimulants have a sum of metal, mostly zinc and copper as a constituent. sometime in a cattle farm where liquid manure is handled in a flush system. And if in that farm copper sulfate is used as a food dip, that also end up into the animal manure and finally lead to the metal toxicity to the soil where it is applied. Along with this finding, plant also take up the different type of antibiotic that is feed to the animal end up into the manure. About the 70% of antibiotic used in the animal agriculture is end in the animal manure. So what are the different points should be kept in the mind for the effective and sustainable use of the animal manure to maintain the soil health? Most important, the nutrient content and the balance. Nutrient content of plant is vary because of different factors that we have discussed. So it is important to first to analyze the nutrient content of the soil and nutrient, that is the nutrient profiling of the manure, and adjust its application as per the requirement. Always try to do the processing animal manure before its application compared to the apply it as in the fresh form, because as a result of composting process there is a stabilization of the many of the plant nutrient. It also help in the reduction of odor and fly breeding. Because of composting, reduction in the seed weed also occur. Along with the composting process, different other composting process like the anaerobic digestion, vermicomposting is also used for better handling of animal manure. Most important is the timing of application of animal manure and the method. Applying timing is most important for the maximum utilization of the animal manure by the plant. So avoid the applying the animal manure before the heavy rainfall. And the next is the application method. It is better to incorporate animal manure to the soil to reduce the nutrient loss through the runoff or volatilization. Surface application should be always be followed by tilting or other method to integrate the manure completely within the soil. Soil health and structure. As we know, soil application of manure help into maintenance soil, but over application of mainly in the case of pig and poultry manure for a long term result into acidification of soil that can be reduced by the application of the lime. Next important thing that is important during the manure application to maintain the soil health is monitoring and record keeping. Keeping the record of application rate, timing and the method is helpful for maintaining the soil health. So we can conclude what are the different things which can be done for effective maintenance of the soil. Effectiveness of the soil waste depend upon the complex interaction of different biological, physical and the chemical soil factor. Potential negative effect of manure addition minimized through the careful attention on application timing and method of application used. There is a variety of characters that affect the nutritive value of animal manure. Strategic management of animal manure is a cost-effective way to increase the soil organic matter content, stimulate the soil biology, improve the soil physical structure, and finally result into better growth of the plant. Soil organic matter is the key building that maintain the soil health because it has a greatest positive influence on the almost all the soil properties. Thank you.